Okay, I'm gonna play some Blitz on leechess.org. My rating is currently, I think, about 2150, so it's 2157. I'm playing a 2092 in 3-0. Yeah, they take back because if they took back with the queen, bishop d4 would have been a free pawn. Now I'm attacking this pawn again. This is, they can take it, but I'm gonna go queen b8 and attack this pawn. And so it's kind of a gambit. And also I'm gonna go queen b4. The point is that if queen b4, they're gonna go c3. And if I take rook b1, then queen b4 is good. So I think I will take. Okay, but now I have queen b4, which I think they missed. If they go somewhere like here, I can take the knight. They will get this, but I could take this pawn. So I will take this. They will take there. Here. I actually think I have something better. I'm going to play queen a3. It's attacking the rook, but also attacking this pawn. And taking this pawn with the queen is going to be better, because then I won't have weak doubled pawns on the c file. So queen b1, that makes sense. They want to go here next and stop me from castling. So I'm gonna go. Uh, okay, I'm gonna take it. I will be up a pawn. They should have some compensation for it. So they're gonna try to go here and trap my rook. I will. I'm actually gonna take this pawn. The point is, if they go here, I'm gonna go check, and after they move, I'm gonna take their rook. They'll take my rook, and then I'll just move my knight out of the way. And I think I'm up 2 pawns. So they go castle. Now I can take the bishop. They're gonna go queen there. I can go queen g5, check, they move, and then queen f6. And I save it. So I think I'm up a piece now. So I'm gonna go here next. And they resign. Because the point is that after they move their king, I'm gonna go here, and now they're completely losing. Because they can't take their rook because now it's defended by the queen. Okay, so I I played at 84% accuracy. So not bad. So the opening, it was pretty normal. Here my opponent does have doubled f pawns, and I have doubled c pawns, but they're not too weak for the moment. And here, c5, I guess it's unnecessary. I can play rook b8 first, but I played c5, and my idea was that after I take, I play queen b8, and so now I'm attacking this pawn, and if they take here, I can play queen takes b2. Although I guess computer really likes knight d5, even though it sacrifices a rook, because this and queen a1, bishop a1, knight takes a8, bishop c3, king d2. I guess this is winning for white. I don't know if I would have played into that, but uh, my opponent didn't see it. I played here. I thought that I saw that after knight b2 I could take, and if bishop d4, queen b4, but then c3. And the point is, that here they attack my queen, but they're also attacking my rook. And after I move, like queen b4 check, they can play c3, which also attacks my queen. So then I'd have to give up this rook. Luckily, they didn't see that. Although after knight b4, could I also play queen b4 check? Oh, but then they do the same thing, because now they have also have bishop d4. Okay, So they didn't see that. They played rook b1, and so I played queen b4 check. Now I'm about to take the knight. So they played bishop d2, and so I played queen a4. They took my bishop. I played queen a3. I could have taken this pawn immediately, but then these pawns will be weak, and they can't really create a pass pawn against this one unless I was able to capture this. So I decided queen a3 would be a better way to get the pawn because now I'm attacking the rook and I'm also attacking the pawn. So they played queen b1. I took the pawn. They played rook b8 check. I took, and they played queen f8. So computer shows this is a blunder, and their idea is to play queen g7 and trap my rook. I captured on c2 because I saw that if queen g7 here, I can play queen b1 check, and after they move their king, I'll take their rook. They can take my rook. I'll move my knight, and they are down 2 pawns, and their king's kind of weak. And I can also capture this pawn next. Well, they don't really have any clear. I don't have any clear weaknesses, so that's winning. So they played castles, but now I saw that I could capture, and even though they're trapping my rook, which is better than a bishop, I can go queen g5 check, so they have to move their king, and then I go queen f6. And so now they can't take the rook, and I'm winning. So, yeah, that game was pretty good. So I'll play a new game now. Okay, my opponent's 2151. They're 2500 in bullets. I'm playing the Trumpowski attack. They play e6, I play e4. I can take, and then knight c3. I studied it a little bit from a previous game I played in this variation. They just go back, so I think that's wasting some time. Bishop c4 develops a piece and stops them from playing d5. They pin the knight. I'm going to defend the knight, and then they do play d5. I will take, and then play bishop b3, castle, c6, defending this pawn because now the knight's not pinned, so it was threatening to capture. I'm going to attack their bishop. Queen d3. It stops them from developing their bishop to f5 and also connects the rooks. I'm just going to develop a rook to the open file. We go knight f6. I think I'm going to move the knight to g3. It might go to f5 next. This is kind of like a French exchange variation, but one where we developed our piece is kind of strange. Because I don't know how the bishop would have got to a5, and I have a bishop on b3 and a knight on g3, which is unusual for the exchange variation. They play rook e8. I'm going to play knight f5. They take. I'm going to take. They took the knight, and I'm just recapturing it. They played b5, and the idea is to stop c4, which would undouble my pawns. I'm going to play rook e5, and the point is I'm going to double the rooks next, and if they capture, which they don't, I could just take back. They play knight e4, which is attacking this pawn. I have an interesting move, rook d5, and then after pawn takes d5, bishop takes d5, but it doesn't quite work. I'm going to play rook e1, and the point is if they play knight c3, I would have took their rook. So they take here. I'm going to play pawn takes, and after they take my pawn, which I think they will, I'm gonna play pawn e6, and their king's gonna be a bit weak because if they capture, I could take with the queen, and there'd be a check, or yeah, I could take with the queen. And after they move, capture this pawn, attacking the knight. After rook c8. I don't quite know. Or I could capture with the rook. I think I'm going to take with the queen and then take this pawn next. They're going to play rook c8. And I'll move. I'm attacking the knight. So yeah, rook c8. I'm going to play queen e6. Queen h4. I don't really think that blunders a rook. And now I'm mating them. After they move, I'm just going to go rook e8 and that's checkmate. They play g6, I play queen f7, they go here, rook e8 is checkmate. I think I played pretty well that game. Okay. So I got 90% accuracy. It looks like that was a bad version of the French exchange variation. So they just moved their queen back to d8, which I, of course, didn't study this. Computer likes h4, which is a move I probably should have played. I think the point is just to stop them from like moving their their like pawns on the king side, and it could support a potential attack in the future. I don't have to play h5 here, of course. But I played bishop c4, and my point was to develop a piece and stop d5. They played bishop b4. I played knight e2. They played d5. I guess I should not have taken. I could have played a gambit here, because I can't recapture, or because it's pinned to the king. So I would castle, and now I am attacking it, and it's difficult for them to defend. And if they play something like f5, now knight f4, and they weaken their king too much, because I'm threatening queen h5, I'm threatening this pawn. So I'd be better here. But in the game, I think this is a bad version of the exchange French, because the knight wants to be on, especially if I castle short, it should be on f3, this knight should be on d2, and this bishop should be on d3. So this was a bad version. And here, it shows that they're almost winning. And I guess it's because rook takes e1, bishop f5, queen f5, bishop c3, bc3, and then queen a5, which attacks both pawns at once. And I guess I just can't really start an attack. So they would win a pawn. Instead, they took immediately. I played queen takes f5, and they played bishop takes c3. I took back, and then they played b5. The point was that if they play some random move like queen c7, I can play c4, and then the next move I'll capture, and these pawns won't be doubled anymore. So they stopped it with b5 to stop c4, and they would also activate this bishop because it would remove the d5 pawn probably. I played rook e5. The point is to double the rooks, and if they capture, I'd be happy because I could capture, and then after they move, I can play something like e6, and their king will become weak, kind of like it did in the game. So they played knight e4, I played here, and if they capture the pawn now, I can take here with check, and it's a fork, and it's defended by the rook, so I'd win their queen. So they played rook takes e5. I took back with the d-pawn, so that I could play e6 when they capture my pawn, and I am down a pawn, but their king's becoming kind of weak. They captured, which was a mistake, because now I fork the king and the pawn, so I got the pawn back. They played rook c8. I played queen e6. And here, I don't really know why they played queen h4, because now I can just take the rook. That's what I did. And so then they played king h7, and so I just go back with queen f5. And if they go here or here, rook e8 is a checkmate because the queen stops it from escaping. And if they play g6 like they did in the game, I can go queen f7, king h8, and then rook e8 checkmate. Okay, so my opponent's 2100. I'm gonna play the modern defense. They play bishop e3. Here, I think c5 immediately. It might be good. And the point would be after takes, I could take. I think I'm gonna try to stick to what I normally do. If they play like something like knight c3, I'll play a6. My opponent disconnected from the game. Okay, they're even connected. They play queen d2. They're trying to play bishop h6 after if I play knight f6. So I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna play c5. If they take, I will. Okay, they play c3. I'm gonna play knight f6. It attacks this pawn, which they will probably defend with bishop d3. And I'm gonna play knight c6, attacking the center more. They play bishop c2 to show the queen's defense. Now I'm gonna play queen b6, attacking this pawn, which is not defended anymore because their bishop blocked the way of the queen. They might have to go right back. Okay, they play d5, and if I take, they're gonna take. I take. They take. I take. And bishop a4 check, probably. Knight d7. And then. Or maybe just king f8. Yeah, I think that's better for me. So I'm gonna do it. And after takes, actually, yeah, no. I'll just take the rook. They might. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take. I'm gonna go there. If they go bishop a4, I'm gonna go king f8. Uh, after, or actually if bishop a4, I'm gonna play queen takes b1. So they take. I'm gonna take. They play bishop a4 check. I could play knight d7 and block. Uh, or I could play king f8. I think both options seem good. I'm gonna play king f8. I want to keep the knights and bishops pressure on the e4 pawn. And I'm also threatening their knight. Hit queen c2, which allows bishop takes e4. It's defended by the knight. And after they move their queen, I'm just gonna take the free knight. So they move, I'm just gonna take the knight. They block. I'm gonna play knight to d4 to d5. And I might just trade the bishop, trade the knight for the bishop. And I'm also threatening bishop takes c3. So they play knight e2. I'm gonna play queen d3 and try to trade the queens. And if they trade the queens, they don't have any chance because they are down 7 points of material. I'm gonna trade even more pieces. They move, yeah. So I'm gonna trade the bishop, and I will be up a lot of material. They go check. I'm just gonna go back. If they go bishop f3, I'm just gonna play e6, defending it. And yeah, I'm just up 8 points of material. Uh, and yeah, I'm gonna make a queen. Yeah. So, I'm almost 2200. I think that game was pretty clean. Oh wow, 98% accuracy. My opponent did kind of make it easy. They, well, they, so in the opening, they played bishop b3, which is a move that I haven't really seen before. I was considering c5. I decided not to because I didn't know if there was some trap after d takes c5, bishop takes b2, and bishop d4. It looks like it's just losing, so it wasn't something to be scared of. But I played d6, which is something I know. And here I did play c5 because now if takes bishop takes b2. Uh, I thought I would be better, which I am. So they played c3, defending their pawn. I played knight f6, attacking e4 pawn. Then here, I played knight c6, developing the knight and putting more pressure. And then they played bishop c2, which makes sense to defend this, to overprotect the d4 pawn. But it stops the queen's protection of the b2 pawn. So I played queen b6, developing the queen, putting more pressure on the center and attacking the b2 pawn. And they played d5, which was a blunder. And this is because after queen takes b2, the rook is trapped. They played d takes c6, queen takes a1, and then they played, I took, and bishop a4 check, which I can't castle, but now I am threatening the knight, and I'm also threatening the e4 pawn, and they can't really stop both. So they played queen c2, which was a blunder because now I can take, and it's a skewer, so when they move their queen, like they did in the game, I can just take the knight. And I am just up 7 points of material. And I decided to trade the rest of the pieces. And they didn't really have a chance. Yeah, so 2198. Okay, 2177. I'm gonna play the Trompowsky attack. They play e6, play e4. h6, I take. And they take with the g pawn. I've never played against this before. I'm gonna play knight to c3. Yeah. I think I might fianchetto my kingside bishop so that if the rook ever wanted to go to the g file, it wouldn't really be attacking anything. Okay, so they play f5. Gonna play knight e2. They take. I'm gonna take. They play d5. I'll just go back. Knight d7. I just want to see which way they castle before I choose which way I'm gonna castle. I actually don't know if they're gonna castle. So yeah, they play c5, attacking the center. Uh, I might play. What if I take pawn takes? What if I did play knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, queen takes, and then I might castle next. And the king would be weak, but I don't think it actually works. So I'm actually gonna castle queenside because I want to just get the rook over here faster. They play c4. I'm gonna play queen e3, just putting the queen on the same file as the king. I am threatening knight takes d5 because the pawn is pinned, so they block the pin. I'm gonna play h4, which in case they ever wanted to go bishop g5, now they can't. Okay, they play queen c7. I could play knight b5 with tempo, which might make sense. I think they're gonna castle queenside. Yeah, I actually think it's a bit. I don't know which square they're gonna go to. So they go to c6, but now they're not gonna castle queenside. At least not right now. But I might have to move the knight back. Uh, so yeah, it looks like I just have to move the knight back though. So that might have not been the smartest move. They're trying to attack me on the queen side. I'm gonna try to open the center. They play knight b6. I'm gonna play rook e1. I think because their king is in the center, I do have some tactics. Oh, I'm at 33 seconds. I'm gonna have to start playing faster. Okay, they play there. I'm gonna play h5. b4, knight e2. They castle, I'm just gonna play king b1. I have to play kind of fast. I'm gonna play c3. Take, recapture. Do you want to trade? I'm gonna play rook c1. They play queen b5. I'm gonna play b3. Probably too low on time to win this, but I'll see. They are spending some time, slowing down a bit. Okay, I'm gonna take. Okay, I'm gonna take. Oh, yeah, that was a good move by them. Okay, so I'm just losing. Oh, okay, so yeah, I just got way too low on time. think I was doing good, but so yeah, b6 is already bad. I guess d5 is good. But I did still okay. But I spent way too much time around here. Yeah, I should have just played faster. And I got a good advantage here because of bishop h3. Oh, the idea is to sacrifice knight e6. So if they long castle, I can play knight takes e6, and after f takes e6, bishop takes e6 is winning. And then after if they play something like b4, I can take on e6. If they take on c3, I'll play knight g7 and check and then take the queen. And then if they take here, I can take with the bishop. And after they move, I play knight b5. And then after queen c6, queen e5, attacking the rook. And then rook f8, bishop f5, and it's really difficult for them to defend the bishop because of rook f7, queen h8, rook f8, rook takes e7, king takes e7, rook e1 check, and then they're getting checkmated because I'll just take the rook and then take the queen. And after that, my position was still, I guess it wasn't great, but my position was still okay around here, but I was way too low on time, and so yeah, I just lost. Okay, so that was the first loss. Okay, 21, 20. Gonna play the Trampowski attack. They played e6, so I will play. I'm gonna play knight c3. They played g5. I don't really know what to do here. I'm gonna play h4, and I'm gonna play bishop g5. They want to trade it. And then I'll play a3 so that I can play bishop d3 next. The reason I played a3 is so they can't play knight b4. I'm gonna play knight e5. And then I think I'm also gonna castle queenside. c6. I don't really know the point of that move. I'm gonna try to just push my pawns on the queen side and gain space. King side, sorry. I'm trying to trap my bishops. So I think I'm gonna play bishop e5. And then trade the minor pieces. Okay, king b8. Gonna play h5. Okay, here I'm actually gonna play e4. And the point is, if they take, I'm gonna play rook d7, and then that would fork the queen and checkmate. So they do place, they push the pawn. I'm gonna play f5 after takes. I don't actually know what I was thinking. And the queen g5 is also good. Yeah, I don't really know what I was thinking. Okay, I'm gonna play, yeah, I'm gonna play rook t1 and try to take this pawn after they move the queen. No. Okay, well, I'm down a rook. I'll take the pawn. And they actually go to check me. Well, that was lucky. I played very bad. I didn't really know what to do in this opening. So I did play, I kind of just played, I played h4 because I wanted to put the bishop on g5. And I think my position was kind of good around here, I mean, it's close to equal, but for some reason here, I played, I guess e4 is bad just because they don't have to take, and the pawn in e3 defends everything better. I should have played like h6 after g6. The pawn on h6 in an endgame, it could help me because it'll be closer to queen and it keeps this pawn here, which will be difficult to defend. So I played e4 and f5, but this was bad because they can first of all take and then take on e5, or they can play what they did in the game, which is queen g5 and take this pawn. Here I played rook g1, they took on h5, I took on g7. I think I was just kind of mad at myself for already blundering, but so they took the rook, I played king a2, they defended their pawn, I took on e6, and then they took back, and they forgot that that was checkmate. So it was a lucky game. 2200. Okay, this is the modern defense. E5 is a strange move. I think I'm gonna put c5 to weaken the center, and then knight c6 to attack it. And then I think similarly to the last game, I can play queen b6 here, trying to attack this pawn, which they really don't want to give up. So after queen b6, queen d2 would be forced, because of queen c2, I could take here. So after queen b6, queen d2, I think that position's good for me though. So they actually pushed the pawn to b3, and I will take. Yeah, they'll take back with the d pawn. Now I get quite a few checks if I want to, though. I don't think they played the best. I'm gonna play queen b4 check, and this is kind of annoying because if knight d2, I can take this pawn, and if queen d2, I'm gonna take, and then play d6, and if they take, I can take here. And I'm starting a fork, and then if they took the knight, I would take back, and it's attacking the rook. So I think they're gonna. It's really hard for them to just defend the e5 pawn. If they play f4, I will play. Yeah, so they have to defend the pawn with f4. And now I'm gonna play. I might play. I'm gonna play knight h6, trying to play knight g4 or knight f5 and attack the bishop. They play knight f3, but I'm gonna play knight f5. It attacks the bishop and this pawn. So it's just putting more pressure on white's position. Okay, they played king f2. I wasn't expecting that. I'm gonna play h5 to stop g4. I don't have to take this bishop immediately. I could take it at any time. It's not gonna move anywhere. Rook c1. I'm gonna castle. Bishop d6. And I might take it now. Although actually, to take, I can take back with the bishop. So I don't need to take it. I think I'm gonna play rook d8. And I might be threatening to take c5. Yeah, I actually am. And if they take, I'll take back with the rook, and now this pawn is very weak. So I think I have a good position. So they take, and this is because I was putting too much pressure on their position. I'm just going to develop my other rook. We're both under a minute, so I'm going to start trying to play faster to gain a time advantage. They're thinking for quite a bit, but they're now under 30 seconds. They played knight c4. I think I will take. They take with the knight. I'm gonna take. If they take on c8, I would have played knight d3 check and then take. So they take on e5. I don't think I want to trade the rook, so I'm gonna play bishop c2 attacking this pawn, which they don't defend. I think they're just very low on time. Then I give a check. King f3 blunders bishop d5, and now I'm gonna take this pawn. It's actually almost checkmate. Oh, actually it is. Yeah, so I'm gonna play king there. It's actually not quite checkmate. So I'm just gonna play rook e2 attacking this bishop, which they did defend. Just gonna play bishop e4, bishop f5, take this pawn, attack this one, and they ran out of time. So yeah, I mean I'm up four pawns, so of course I'm winning, and they ran out of time. And I am above 2200 in chess. So that game was pretty accurate, 90% accuracy. So I think their opening was bad. E5, it's kind of overextending their pawns because it's going to be difficult for them to keep their center. I played c5. The point is if they take, I take on e5, and this pawn will be weak. I might go queen a5, which would fork the king in the pawn. So they defend it, and I played knight c6, which I guess is bad because after d5, knight takes c5, they can trap the knight. So I'd have to go back. But their center would still be difficult to defend. So they didn't do that. They played bishop e3. And now, similarly to a game I played earlier, I played queen b6 to attack this pawn. And here, queen b4 check, which I guess isn't the best. I wasn't nervous about knight d2 because I thought knight takes d4. Oh, but then a3. And after queen c5, knight c4, the queen is pinned. And if I go to c3, they'll play rook c1, and now my queen doesn't have a good square to defend the knight from. If I play queen b2, they play knight c4, and I can't defend the knight. So I would have to play d5 and not take, or d6, and I would be still equal. So they played queen d2, I took, and then played d6. If they take, my idea was to play knight takes d4. It threatens a fork, and I'm just going to be up a pawn because next move I will take this pawn. So they played f4, defending it. I played knight h6, trying to develop the knight to f5, which would put more pressure on the pawn and the bishop. And here I put h5. The point is to stop g4, which would kick my knight away and force me to take, which I might not want to do. I played rook d8. This move just develops the rook and prepares d takes e5. And they spent a lot of time here, like way too much for being at 55 seconds. So now I'm already much better, but I also have a very big time advantage. I almost thought they were getting checkmated. I couldn't actually find one, but I was up a lot of points, so I was clearly winning. They ran out of time too. Okay, gonna play probably one or two more games. Okay, 2100. I'm gonna play the Trumpowski attack. They play e6. This variation's very popular. They play d5. And after e5, the point I think would be to play h6. They can't move the knight because the knight is pinned. So that they would play h6, and after I go back, they would play g5. I guess that's okay here. Uh, I think I can still play e5, and after h6, I play bishop e3. They go back, and I'll play bishop d3. I think there's a French variation that goes like this, but the moves knight c3 and bishop b4 would be included. So I think this is a better version. I'm gonna play knight e2 because I might want to play f4 in the future. They're attacking the b2 pawn, which I will defend with. Okay, I'm gonna defend by playing queen to d2. If I play queen c2, the c4 would trap the bishop. Oh, but okay, I kind of got lucky because c4, I'd have to go back and then they could take this pawn. Now, when they after knight a3, maybe c4, uh, bishop c2, queen b2. Our position doesn't look too good, so I might play b3 to defend the pawn. They take. I guess I'm gonna take with the knight. I don't know if they can get away with capturing this pawn because my bishop is behind the knight and I might have an annoying move. Okay, they don't think so. I'm gonna play knight f5, and I think they're gonna take here with check. Then I'll recapture. The point of knight f5 is that it's attacking the queen, and then when the queen moves, I could take this pawn with check. So they do take. Might after knight c5, which is an interesting move. Oh no, that did not work. So knight e5. I'm gonna play queen to e2. They were attacking my queen, and I didn't want to trade because I would lose a piece. That move looks not too good. Okay, so I'm gonna play knight takes g7. Wait, actually, I think I will. Yeah, I'm gonna take, and then I'm gonna play bishop to d4. And I might have attacks on the rook in the future, and the knight is attacked right now because the queen's also attacking it. So I think they'll play bishop d6. And then I might okay, look at that. But I think here, yeah, that makes sense. I'm just gonna play. I'm gonna play h4, trying to attack the knight, and the pawn cannot be captured for tactical reasons. I'm just gonna go back. They weren't actually attacking it, but I think if the knight goes to f6, or yeah, that would be good. So I'm gonna attack the pawn. The king is stuck in the center. I might play knight d2, or no, actually, I'm not going to. Here I will play c4. I'm gonna try to open the d file. Okay, I'm gonna castle. I want to get the rooks to the open files. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna develop the knight. They can take this pawn. Oh, it's the knight. Yeah, that's actually probably pretty good. I guess I'll move. Yeah, that's a good move. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna lose. I'm way too low on time, and I'm losing. Yeah, so I just got too low on time again. I thought too long in the opening here. I wasted a lot of time, and I did get a good position, but actually wasn't that good. Okay, actually it was. But I kind of messed up because here I think pushing the H pawn was bad because now I can't. It's difficult for me to castle because then this pawn would be undefended. In the opening, d5 was okay, but it did kind of get to a worse version of the French. And I did kind of play correctly in the opening, but I guess this was actually never that good because I don't have anything really. So I thought I would have a good discovered attack because the bishop is lined up on the queen, and when the knight moves, it would be attacking the queen. But I don't really have any good ones. If I take this pawn, the queen will move out of the way and capture it. So I played knight f5, which is attacking the queen and this pawn. They played knight takes d3. I recaptured. They played knight e5, and if I capture, they would capture on d3 with check, and I would lose a piece uh, because they would recapture, I would capture, and then they would capture here, and I'd be down a piece. They have two bishops for a knight. And so I played queen e2, moving the queen out of the way. And I guess bishop d4 was bad. I should just castle. Uh, but I thought that bishop d4 would be good because if they play something like bishop d6, I have f4, knight to, and if they move like knight g4, why is that the top engine move? Because e5. I could maybe play something like knight takes e6 and then capture the rook. But I guess it's just so complicated. And here I'm just down too many pawns and my king is actually weaker than black's. So I lost. I'm gonna play one more game. Okay. 21-8. This looks like c3 is a strange move. I'm gonna play e5. The take, which is normally bad, but I don't really understand my opponent's opening idea. I'm gonna play bishop f5, provoking e4. After I play e4, I guess the idea is to go knight e1. Yeah, it's not. The position seems pretty good. I'm gonna play e4. After knight e1, I'm gonna avoid the rook trade. Or I guess they weren't actually threatening a rook trade, but I'm gonna defend the pawn. Okay, so they just sacrifice a pawn. But this isn't good for them. Their idea is to take here, but I can just capture here. Uh, so this bishop's actually not really attacked because I would have a tactic if they capture it. So I'm gonna play b6. So if they captured it, I would have played rook d1 check, and after bishop f1, bishop h3, and checkmate would be unstoppable. So I'm gonna just move the bishop back now, and I am up a pawn. I'm gonna take and then play rook d2, which forks these pawns. They will play rook c2, but I think this should just be a much better position for me. Because after I trade, okay, so they just sacrifice it. I will take it. And I have 3 passed pawns on the queen side. So I would be happy with their rook trade. I don't actually know how I'm gonna trade it, but I don't really need to. I'm gonna play c5. I think I'm just gonna start advancing the queenside pawns. One of them should become a queen. I'm trying to go b5. The bishop would have taken it. Okay, so they go rook c4. I'm gonna play bishop d6. So now b5 works, and they play rook a4 attacking his pawn. Uh, I think maybe I'll just defend it with a5. It's good. It's a bit difficult to push them, but I think I will be able to. I think I just maybe have to bring my king in to help. So I'm preparing b5 now. Uh, so I'm just gonna bring the bishop around to c3, and then play b5. Okay, I don't think they have a threat. Uh, hung up. That's kind of annoying. I'm gonna play f5. They were threatening rookie checkmate. They actually think maybe that was a good move by them. I think something like rook e7 would have been annoying. They take. I wasn't really scared of this. I have ideas of bishop e1 next to capture this pawn. So I think I'm just gonna push this pawn. Then put bishop d5. So I have to go this way. They're gonna capture this pawn, I think. And now I have to be careful. I'm gonna bring the rook around to stop the pawn. Yeah, I kind of messed. Oh, I hung a rook. Okay, well, I'll take king g8. And yeah, I blundered. That was very dumb. I would just have to get lucky and then stalemate me or something. If they take it is actually a stalemate. They're not gonna take though. And yeah, surrounded. I'm gonna do one rematch. I'm gonna play d4. Play b6. Studied this a bit before. Ah, You know that it's kind of a bad setup. I'm gonna try to play faster this time and save more time for the end game. Oh, played too fast. So I am just down material. I don't really have any compensation for it. I'm gonna play on, but I don't think I will come back. So yeah, I'm just completely losing. If they take, I think I have. I don't know which way I should take back. If I take back with the rook, uh, actually, I think taking with the knight's better. I think knight f6 could be annoying. Need to stop it. I'm gonna play rook d1, attacking the queen. Queen e5. Gonna play rook d7. Yeah, that moves it on. Because now if I take this pawn here, oh, that's actually that they can't do that. My queen would defend it. So I think I still have a chance. Rook d4 attacks the knight. I'm gonna play knight g3. I'm gonna play queen to b3. It keeps an eye on this pawn and also attacks this one. Rook f6, defending this pawn. I'm gonna play king h2 just to defend this knight. h4.